Welcome, guys. We're here with Maurice Solomon and Johnny Yong Bosch, two members of Eyeshine. Johnny, of course, of Power Rangers fame, Bleach fame, all kinds of stuff. I'm one of the people that just found out relatively recently about Eyeshine, and I'm curious how you guys got together because Johnny, it seems like you wear a lot of hats, and you do. I mean, I can get into more of that later, which actually really, really fascinates me. Your guys' work ethic fascinates me because I actually watched the documentary and I really, really enjoyed it. I did. So how did you guys get together? Let's start there. How did you two meet? Because you guys are like the Paul and John of the group.
Well, this is Maurice. It was church. There was a bunch of commotion, and people were saying there was a Power Ranger at church, and that's where I ran into Johnny. He was really scary at first, but then I started following him around, and we were making videos and doing backyard martial arts and started doing music together at church. And then eventually he wanted to start a band, and we did. And that was
This was in 2004, right?
Well, that's when Eyeshine became official, but we've been playing well before that. And yes, Eyeshine was official 2004, and we have gone through many members. And right now, it's not just us two. We actually got the rest of the band, Ginny on bass and Polo on lead guitar. They're here with us as well, but they're our current members. And on our YouTube documentary series called The Eyeshine Experience, you could see all the stuff that we go through being an unsigned band. And actually, since starting that documentary series, we've lost 3 members.
And Jen is brand new, not even up to date on the documentary.
Yeah, Jenny. She'll be on the next episode.
Okay, very cool. And I got to say, like I said, I watched the documentary, and I've been trying to push that out as much as I can because I think it's a great way to get people into you guys. I mean, you don't have to be into rock music to watch it and kind of get something out of it. And it's a good way to kind of even talking to you guys after watching that. It's like I already kind of know you somewhat. It's really cool. And I want to say the guy that stole the show, no offense to you guys, but Polo, you say he's here?
Yeah.
Yes.
I was rooting for you the whole time when you were, it's like you were having trouble getting the visa, which I heard you got it somewhat recently, right?
Yes, he did.
You were pulling my heartstrings, buddy. I wanted to give you a big old bear hug.
Here, say hi, Polo. Polo's heading over here.
Yo!
Yeah, he was great, and I also adored your video eating the wasabi egg roll, or not egg roll. Listen to me, the sushi roll. Yeah, that was ridiculous.
Yeah, the real Japanese guy.
Yeah, the real Japanese guy. How did you guys hook up with him? I don't know if I missed that detail or not, but he's obviously from Japan. Where did you guys get in contact?
We actually we played a show. Maurice and I did an acoustic show in Idaho. And Polo was there with another artist, Stephanie Yanez, and at one point Stephanie was off doing something else, and so Polo was kind of bored, so he came and hung out with us all day, and eventually we just kind of were like, hey, you want to open up for us or play during our show? And so midway through our show, he played a little acoustic stuff, and at some point, and that's really when we first met him, and we just kind of have been friends since. But then at some point when we had lost our guitarist, we asked him if he wanted to come in and fill in. And when he started filling in, and our other member actually decided to leave, he joined.
Yep.
Well, I just want to say that he brings a real positive vibe to you guys. So I think he's a great addition, man. Hopefully. You guys make some good records. He didn't play on. Did you play on Revolution Airwaves or?
Yeah.
The new one. Okay.
Yep.
Fantastic. I want to talk about what are you guys' inspirations? I know a lot of people that maybe are familiar with you, Johnny. Whether you grew up with Power Rangers or you're big into anime or all that other stuff. What was your first love? Because like I said, you wear a lot of hats. Were you a musician first? Were you martial arts or?
Martial arts, yeah. Martial arts was my first love, and then I kind of wanted to be an action star, and then at some point, voiceover just kind of happened, and then the music thing was kind of more out of necessity, needing to do something. And then but right now, like, music is like my main focus. Acting obviously is still very primary to the things that I do, or work at least.
Mm-hmm. But and that kind of leads into a question I was going to ask. I'll go ahead and ask it now. It seems like you're full on ahead with the music thing. I was going to ask, do you think this is going to be it? You're 100% drive now, or do you see yourself going back and making another, I don't know, martial arts film like Broken Path, or doing some more anime, or?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I've still got a ton of anime and video games that I'm working on, and I did. There's another action film coming out, and I'm prepping one for Jason Frank, but I don't know. He might be too busy to be able to shoot it, and so I may have to find somebody else.
He was. We actually spoke with Jason 2 weeks ago, and I think he had spoke about a movie that never quite made it to the shelves. I don't think anybody's even released it with you and him. Am I correct on that?
Yeah. He had me write one a long time ago.
Okay, so this is
and that was one we were prepping to do, but then he was, really involved with the MMA thing. But then so we couldn't do it. And then, we were talking a few months ago, he wanted to do something, and so I started writing a completely different script. And but that guy's pretty busy, so I don't know if it'll happen.
Sorry, go ahead.
But I don't know.
Speaking with him,
I just don't know if he's going to.
Well, speaking with him, I wanted to ask also, he seems to really, really embrace his history with Power Rangers, and I see you hit conventions and things like that, but would you say you fully embrace that as well, and maybe even use that as leverage for your band, or is that something you maybe eventually want to at least, establish a music career just as big or bigger? Or
I mean, it's a part of my life. It's a part of my life, so it's something I don't ignore it. It was there.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed it. I had a good time, but I'm not going to write songs about being Adam. I'm not going to write a Black Ranger song. Actually, I take that back. I did write a song, Power Rangers versus Zombies.
Very cool. Well, speaking of writing, I'm a musician myself, and I find this avenue the most fascinating. But describe the songwriting process. I'm just going to assume that you and Maurice are sort of the, as I referred to, the John and Paul type of deal. But you seem like, do you write the lyrics, Adam? Okay. And oh no! Oh, dude, wait, it's your fault, man. You totally just.
But yeah, so I do write the lyrics, and I mean, I'd say a majority of the songs I write.
Yeah.
Until once Polo came into the band, he started opening up to more, because he's able to write quite a bit, and now he's been writing some stuff. It's just kind of, what is this song that we're going through, and now it's more like I'll just come up with some of the kind of basic notes, and then have Polo just does his parts. Maurice comes up with his parts. Everybody kind of does their own thing.
Mm-hmm. And listening to some of the tracks and reading the lyrics, I mean, it's pretty evident that you're, not to say people that don't write words aren't lyricists, but you're a lyricist, if you know what I mean. It seems like the content is personal. Is that fair to say? Or?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's personal, but I certainly try to write it in a way that it appeals to everyone.
Absolutely. Let's see. Who was your guys' main inspirations? Just growing up, maybe wanting to pick up a guitar, picking up the drumsticks. Who did you guys sort of idolize and model yourself at then and now? Actually, who do you look up to?
Well, I wasn't a musician until after Power Rangers, and so it was never something I dreamed about. It was never something I dreamed about. So it just kind of happened for me. It was more out of necessity and not having a job after Power Rangers and just trying to find something to do. And so I kind of taught myself to play the guitar. And I didn't really have, there wasn't like somebody that was like, I wanted to be just like that person. I just wanted to play.
Well, that's actually really, really cool to hear, and actually unique, because it sounds like more or less you were a little later in the game as far as picking up an instrument than a lot of people are. and the fact that you've established yourself in the way you have and to the level you are at the moment is pretty incredible. What about Maurice? What about you? Same thing?
No, I in middle school there was an elective class where you had to choose. It was band, and you had to choose an instrument. So I chose snare drum, and took a semester of that. But then at church, the worship team, the youth group, needed a drummer, so I just had to learn drums, and then that's how I got with Johnny doing music. And to be honest, I didn't really have any passion or anything. I just thought it was a hobby or something that I could do. Because being with Johnny, I believed I could do anything, so I was able to do drums. Why not? And just did it. But then as Eyeshine got more serious and I could see fans' lives being affected, that's when I started taking it more seriously. And you could say I want to be better than Dave Grohl.
You do. I was trying to stay away from you. Kind of remind me of Dave Grohl.
I do get that.
Yeah. Anybody else? It was yeah. You talk about Johnny and you kind of talk to him as if he's almost like a role model. Is he a little older than you? It's kind of the impression I'm getting. That big brother vibe?
Yeah, he's older than me.
Okay, because you just, oh, Johnny. It seems like you look up to him. That's awesome, man. Oh, let's see.
Yeah. Well, I do. And here's Polo.
Polo? Where's Polo? He needs to get in here.
How did you...
And
Oh, my pleasure. So I used to be a athlete when I was little. Do you understand my English?
Is the reception bad?
Great, man.
Great. Okay.
It's okay. We got you.
I was an athlete when I was little. Then I was the number one in my city in Japan. But too much pressure from my family and my friend and my teacher. Then after I got really sick, then I stopped, running anymore. Then I went to my friend's place. Then he was playing the guitar. That was really cool. So I started with him.
That's cool. How old were you?
Right now?
No, how
old were you when you started learning the guitar?
What was I? I was 16 or 17. 16 maybe.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I don't want to leave Jenny out. She's the new gal. I want to hear about her. How did you guys find her? And was it a pretty easy time finding the replacement, or did you guys go through a period?
From what I've heard, they went through quite a lot of bassists actually. So I'm pretty lucky to have been the chosen one, I guess. I think I hooked them when in my email I said I was into Star Wars and
Oh.
to impress them, I guess. So yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
This could easily turn into a Disney buying out Star Wars talk. Let's stay away from Star Wars. But that's fantastic. What?
Yeah, let's not talk about the Disney Star Wars thing.
Well, that's cool. And you did not play on the new album, correct?
No.
But we'll hear you. We'll hear you thundering it up on the next one. Yeah. Great.
Yeah, definitely.
What is this? You guys have a lot of albums under your belt. 8 or 9 if you count the Christmas one. I don't know how you guys count them, but starting with the EP and Revolution Airwaves, how do you guys describe your growth and your progression in sound, more or less?
It's getting better, I hope.
Yeah, it's evolution. It's like as you just like when you pick up an instrument like the guitar or even just write songs or anything like that. The more you do it, the more it's like you peel away the pieces of the onion. You discover it more, and you basically evolve as a person and a musician, and you just grow. And so each album is just that evolution of our sound and finding and discovering our style. And we're releasing an acoustic album, hopefully like around Christmas time. But we've got a completely different album coming up. After that is really just, it's kind of like defining our sound and who we are. I think people are kind of getting it, but the newer stuff is really going to like spell it out for everyone.
Mm-hmm. What's your guys' touring plans coming up?
Kind of all over, really. Well, we'd like to do Japan next year.
Yeah.
Very cool.
We're planning I want to have a road tour that we can kind of get out and get about to a few of the fans that haven't seen us in a while. And then there are a few that are locked down in Texas and Arizona and Florida and Vegas and stuff like that. But we're kind of going to be all over next year.
That's very, very cool. Well, maybe you guys will be in Japan when I'm there next year. That'd be pretty cool. Let's see here. We got a couple of fan writing questions that, I just chose a couple for time. We got one from a sweet girl named Mary, and she asked, Johnny, are you currently doing any other animes at the moment? And if so, are you able to talk about it? What are you doing as far as anime goes?
Well, the anime, Persona 4, Blue Exorcist, Lagrange, Bleach. Those are the ones I can talk about.
Okay, but there is more you just can't talk about. That's nice. Okay, so, and another question is kind of, I don't know, it might be silly or not. I've never heard this story, but clearly this person has. Corey writes, he heard a story with you and Jason, David Frank. I don't know if you guys were at Wizard World or whatnot back in the day, and you guys were on an elevator with Jim Carrey and something about him being exposed. Do you know anything about this? Is this just jive turkey talk?
That sounds like jive turkey talk.
Oh, okay.
Maybe they're talking about when we did the press conference and Jim Carrey was there, but there was no... I think they're mixing. There's a couple stories that it sounds like they're mixing up.
Yeah, this guy, he's under the impression that you're on an elevator and he was just exposing himself for the entire ride up. So maybe in his fantasies, I don't know.
There are two stories that it sounds like those have been combined. It sounds like when you hear a story from one person, it gets passed on, it keeps getting passed on, and eventually it's like Jim Carrey in the elevator. And so I think the stories have been combined.
Oh, I see. So maybe it just started out as some random dude in the elevator exposing himself. I don't know. Another question, are you going to be involved with the 20th anniversary Power Rangers deal they're trying to put on next year with Saban and stuff?
And nobody's contacted me, so as far as I know, I'm not.
Okay, I didn't know. All I've read about it is that they're trying to contact anybody that had history with it and bring them back, at least periodically through this show. Okay.
Hey, by the way,
what's up?
When you said Johnny has many hats, I thought you were talking about it really, because he has like beanies and some hats he wears.
Dude, what's wrong with beanies, man? I wear them all the time too.
I just thought that's what you were talking about. We were talking about different ones, but that's kind of funny.
Oh man, I'll keep it layman. Let's see here. Push out your stuff. Let us know where everybody can find where you guys at, the YouTube, the official site, all that great stuff.
Cool.
Eyeshine.net.
EYE Shine. And please like our Facebook, which is facebook.com/EyeShineMusic. And if you haven't checked out our documentary series, The Eyeshine Experience, please, please, please subscribe and check out youtube.com/The Eyeshine Band. Eyeshine.net will have links to everything, so you could go there.